Okay, I'm going to make another Levitate Revamped video, how to install Levitate Revamped. This one's going to be aimed at beginners, beginner modders, and hopefully it'll be a little more clear and precise. And I'll apologize in advance for my baby in the background if he's noisy. But let's get started with this. Okay, so you're here looking at the Levitate Revamped mod. Go ahead and first get the XP32 Skeleton. All the links are going to be in the description. That'll take you to the pages as you see here. So you go ahead and get this. You're just going to hit go to Files and then Download with Manager. Go ahead and get this one, the Bane installer, and click Download with Manager. It's going to take you to your mod organizer, and you should have this XPMS193A NMM Bane installer. Double click. Alright, choose your setup. Let's go ahead and go with default, but if you have Frostfall or whatever, then you can click one of these for a different arrow positioning style or quiver positioning style. Let's go ahead and hit next. Did you use Joy of Perspective mod? Well, no, I haven't. If you have, hit next. Alright, left hip bolt quiver, an experimental package. Nah, that's okay for now. You can click that if you want. Next. Alright, any of these kind of things, I'm going to go with the default again, Alright, select one or more of these options. I don't know. Let's just go ahead and go with default. Wait a minute, go back. Yeah, I guess that's good. Yeah. Okay, that's probably really important that you have this or whatever. This one, this is like necessary if you're trying to like do like advanced editing of your character. And this one, if you don't have FNIS, but you definitely don't want this because you're going to have FNIS anyways for this mod. So either the default one or this one if you're going to need it, depending on what other mods you have that might require the slider for ECE users. So anyways, hit next. Congrats. Alright, cool. Next again. Alright, now I already have this mod, so it's going to ask me if I want to add files from this archive or all this and replace stuff like that, install under a different name. I'm going to go ahead and say rename just for the sake of this video. So I'm going to just call it XP32 Skeleton. Now you're not going to get this message if you've never installed the XP32 Skeleton, where you would have to rename it or something like that. Alright, and then let's go to uncheck mods and go to installation XP32 Skeleton. Now to make this easier to see for people viewing, I've gone ahead and put all the mods I'm going to be using in this video in a category called clothing, just because of the fact that if you click any other categories, I've got all kind of mods that appear, but if you click clothing, I didn't have anything in there. So I'm putting all the mods for this video in the category called clothing, just so that when I'm on this category, the only mods that you, the viewer, are looking at are the mods that are going to be required to get the Levitate Revamped working. So it's nice and clean looking, and you don't see all these other mods that you don't really need to see. The only thing that I have in here that you don't really need for Levitate Revamped is called Alternate Start, Live Another Life. The only reason I have that in here is because when I'm ready to test it out, after everything's done here, I don't want to have to watch the opening credits, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I want to be able to just get straight to the game, and that's what this mod allows. Alright, so we've got the XP32 Skeleton downloaded, and we basically, you know, did everything, but we installed it, but we didn't select it. We haven't checked it, so it's not active. Alright, next thing you want to do is get Four's New Idols for Skyrim. Right here, Four's New Idols for Skyrim, this page. Alright, and you're going to download this one where it says always necessary. Download that with the manager. After that, it's going to let's see, name FNIS. This one. This is what you're going to get. FNIS behavior version 5.2 always necessary. And you double click when it's time to install. Four's New Idols in Skyrim. Alright. Now you always get this red no game data on top level when you're using mod organizer. Here's what you do. You go into the file tree and you find the folder called data, or the one that contains good stuff, basically like meshes and scripts and tools, and that's the one that you want to set as your data directory. So you right click on it, set data directory. Looks good. Okay, go ahead and install FNIS new idols in Skyrim. I'm just gonna rename it FNIS just to make things easy. Alright, because as you can see, I already have one up here. Alright, and since I already have one up here, actually I don't even need this, so I'm gonna hit cancel. That's what I did to get the mod in my list, and here it is in the list. Same thing with all the rest of them. The next thing you're gonna do is get the Levitate mod, which probably you already have it if you're on this video looking for how to get the hovering animation. But after you get the Levitate mod, you know, you're gonna install that, and it's gonna look like this. It's gonna say spell Levitate main version 1.2. You're gonna double click and install it, and you're gonna get the mod in there, and I called mine Levitate Revamped. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get new animation for Magic Cast by XP32. Alright, so it's basically either one of these, but I think this one's a little better. This one seems to give you male or female, but you can choose if you want the female within FNIS, which is what I prefer, I guess. So you download that. Alright, and the new animation is right here. New animation for Magic Cast. This is it. Double click to install. Alright, and basically you have a bunch of options and stuff what you want to do, and this is personal preference. Honestly, all these things are going to be personal preference. It's going to be really basic, and there shouldn't be much to it. You know, after you choose what you want, you're just going to do that. I've already got it installed. Again, something that I've already installed, but just to show you, you know, what the installation process looks like to make this really easy for you, I'm trying to basically reinstall it. Okay, alright, after you get that, the next thing you're gonna get is Pretty Combat Animation by Dual Sun. Alright, so you download that. Once you've downloaded that, it's gonna look like this one, PCA, or Pretty Combat Animation 1.3. You know, you go ahead and get that, and basically it's going to be like all the other ones. You know, it's pretty basic. Alright, and after you get that one, it's going to be over here, Pretty Combat Animations. After you get that one, you need this one, the final one, Pretty Staff and Magic Cast Animations by Dual Sun. This is the complex one. After you download this one, where do we got it? Cast. Here it is, Pretty Cast. Alright, let's see by name. PPNOP. Pretty Cast. After you download this one, here's how you're going to install it. Alright, I'm just going to rename this again because, like I said, I already have one here, so I'm just renaming it. Okay, but you don't need to be renaming that. Alright, so you're going to hit next, and then you're going to hit install manually, right? Alright, and here's the very important thing. Uncheck everything. Alright, then open the file tree for PrettyCast. Go all the way down in here. You want to get to these .hkx, sorry. You get all these .hkx files. Everything's unchecked except for when you get to Magcast. So you're still looking down here. Okay, now we're in the Magcast. Start selecting all of the Magcasts. Make sure you don't accidentally select like Mag turn right. You only want Magcast. So get all the Magcast, you know, and stop. You don't want a magic left hand or any of this. You don't want anything above or below this area. This is all you want, is these Magcast files. Anything else and it's totally not going to work. Alright, if you miss one of these, it's not going to work. If you accidentally get something else, it's not going to work. So all you want is the Magcast ones. Now that you've done that, you need to set the data directory to PrettyCast by right clicking, set data directory, alright, and then you hit OK. Now I've already done that, and mine's up here called Pretty Staff and Magic Cast. Alright, so then you've got all these things. Alright, so the next thing I want to show you is how to have, if you've never had FNIS new idols in Skyrim, FNIS, if you've never actually like installed that before and you're a beginner with that, basically it's like this. When you, after you install it, you know, you're like, okay, that's done, now what? Well, up here where you see these little gears and stuff, you click on this, configure the executables that can be started through mod organizer. Alright, and right here you're gonna write FNIS, which I've already done here. And after you write FNIS in here, you're gonna go where it says binary, and you're going to find its executable. Basically, I'll show you how to find that. Let's say, you know, here's where your main Skyrim folder is, and then you go to mod organizer, and then you go to mods, and then you go down to F for fours, new idols, and Skyrim, and then you go to the tools, and then you go to generate FNIS for users. Alright, and then this one, the executable, generate FNIS for users.exe, and you click it. Alright, and that's good. Alright, and then I also uncheck where it says close mod organizer when started. You don't want that checked, that's annoying. Alright, and then you hit close and you're good. And then what you get is you would get this basically appearing within here. You would get this now. And when you have this in here, if you want it up here, you can just go to shortcut, toolbar, whatever, once you have it selected. I already have it on the toolbar, so this option isn't available. But if it wasn't already up here in the toolbar, I'd have one of these little blue arrows, and I'd click toolbar, and then it appears up here in my toolbar. So every time I want to run FNIS now, all I have to do is click this button. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, so now what you want to do is check all these things. And I prefer having the Pretty Staff and Magic Cast animation pretty important in the priority list, basically. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important to have that as a high priority item. Let's go ahead and check all of these. Alright. Alright. Now we're going to run FNIS. I gotta start my Steam. Okay, let's start Steam. Okay, yep, that's my Steam account. Go away, Steam advertisements. Okay. Now you want to check anything that's important for you. Gender specific animations. Check. Skeleton. XP32 Skeleton. Yeah, that one's going to be checked. I don't think anything else here is going to be checked for me on this tutorial, but you might have to check some of these other ones. Like in a previous video I had to check the Momo acrobatic jump, but in this video I'm not even using that mod. Alright, now hit update FNIS behavior. Alright, it found the gender mod. Okay, one warning. The warning I have is that I'm using a pirated game. No big deal. Alright, now hit exit. Now you should get this warning up here where you click on it and you look and it says there are files in your overwrite mod. So you hit close. Alright, now I don't see my overwrite mod at the moment because I'm in the clothing category. Let me go ahead and go into like my main list of all my mods. Alright, and go by priority. And where's overwrite? Well, I'll go by mod name then or something. Look for the letter O, overwrite. I gotta search for this thing. That's not overwrite. Where's my overwrite file? What the heck, man? Priority. Overwrite. And this says overwrite stuff, but that's just something I made a long time ago out of the overwrite file. I'm still looking. Where is it? Oh, here we go. I just hit checked and that helped bring it up. So if you can't find it, there's a good way to find it. Hit checked in the checked categories. There it was. Alright, so right click it. Alright, create mod. Alright, and now this was the FNIS animations, or the animations that FNIS helped to create. You know what I mean? This is really important. So I'm going to put FNIS animations. It's the generated animations from FNIS. Alright, and because I'm in only checked mods showing, I don't see it, but if I go to unchecked, there it is, FNIS animations. Check. Alright, now go back to checked. There it is, see, FNIS animations. So there we go. You've got your 4's new idols in Skyrim, you got your XP32 Skeleton, you got your Levitate Revamped, you got your new animation for magic casting by XP32, you got your pretty combat animations by Dual Sun, and you got your pretty staff and magic cast animations by Dual Sun, but you've only chosen the files that you know, are magic cast. So you can actually like double click on it like this and go to file tree, meshes, actors, character, animations. See, I only have the Magcast in here, nothing else. If you have anything besides Magcast in here, then you're gonna have problems. It's not gonna work. And see the plus, that means it's overriding something. If you want to see what it's overriding, you go to conflicts. It's overriding new animation for magic casting by XP32. Alright, so that's why it's important to have this as a higher priority than this one. This is priority 85 for me, this one is priority 104. It's more important. Anyways, everything's done now. You should be ready to launch the game. Now you might need Skyrim script extender. I know you do for a lot of advanced mods, but I don't think you do if this is the only thing you're doing. Basically, you probably, if you're a modder, I'm sure already have this and you can just launch your game from Skyrim script extender. But let's say you don't have this and all you're really trying to do is get the Levitate mod or something. So we're just gonna run Skyrim, you know, the basic way. So let's just see what happens there. Okay, so it's loaded up. We're gonna start a new game here. Okay, so I loaded up a brand new game. My character is gonna be level 1, as you can see down there at the bottom. And because of that mod I use Live a New Life, it starts me in this abandoned prison. But just to go somewhere with more space, let's go to Riverwood. COC Riverwood. Alright. And here we are in Riverwood, and it's raining. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is get our Levitate spell. So, help, space, Levitate. Alright, and you see where it says book, spell tome Levitate? We want that. So player.add item, space, and then whatever those numbers are for you. For me it's 1183 EC, and then I want one of them, so I hit 1. There we go, I got the book. And I'm going to go ahead and get that book on. Let's read the book. So we got our items. Spell tome Levitate, read it. We've learned the spell. So now we go ahead and equip that spell. I'm going to put the spell on my left hand here. I'm going to go ahead and put the basic flames on the right hand. Alright, now level 1 character doesn't have a lot of magicka, so it's going to run out really fast. Warning, you're low on magicka. Yep, I know. But we can fix that. For the purpose of this video, I want to show some longer levitating. So let's go ahead and put player.modav space magicka and give ourselves a whole crap load of magicka. There we go. Now we're not going to run out so fast. Alright. Now you can see hovering animation, no running in air. It's working like it's supposed to. You can use other kind of spells too at the same time. No problems.